Bobby Bird, John Ball, Jimmy Reeves, Tommy Huff, Larry Tucker, Earl Hopper, Randy Mathis, Chuck Lee, Philip Burke, Chris Patterson, Jeremy Johnson, and since we've got in the house, the following: John White. Can you, John, raise your hand? Jeff Osborne, Sean Watford, and our last to pass was our first advisor in High Pi, Gerald Baxter. We do this in honor and memory of them because of the years that they gave in service in Lambda Chi Alpha for the girls that were little sisters in the program back then, especially the 4 Alpha Gams, because they were major supporters of getting us on this chapter and serving our chapter so strongly. But we have one other thing we're going to do before we have prayer today. First, we're going to welcome all the guests and parents and people and dads. But we made a decision a few weeks ago that every year there's an alumni that is honored for service to the chapter. It's Alumni of the Year. But the boys talked, and we're going to do it different this year. Because without this alumni honorary person, this person of the Lambda Chi family, this chapter would not have made it. 8 years ago, a group of us came together to bring the chapter back and save it. But there was someone that had worked years before we got here to make sure they were taken. So on behalf of all the Brotherhood of Lambda Chi Alpha, and especially the actives now, the Alumni of the Year goes to Sarah Jo Burke. House mother and working in our chapter. Her daughter was a crescent girl in our chapter. Before we came back and really did an alumni association, the 4 or 5 or 6 years the chapter was in trouble, John Rogers and them tell me that she was just unbelievable. There for them, serving, standing in the gap, waiting for us to get it. And without her, some years the doors would not have stayed open. She's also now head of the Crescent Club, which many of you moms have joined and little sisters that are here today know about. She has been an unbelievable example. She doesn't know our ritual, but I will tell you this much. I've never known anyone to live it this greatly. So on behalf of all of us, we thank you. She doesn't feel good. She kept saying, I want to go home. No, don't go home yet. Just go home yet. You want to say anything?
Well, I certainly wasn't expecting this, and you know, I love all of you guys so much, and I've got to know a lot of the moms and y'all are amazing, and even sisters. You know, I've got the sisters and the brothers now, and I just love them so much, and I'm so glad that God and mankind brought us all together. You know, lifelong bond. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sarah Jo. Of actives and alums that are here, there will be letters going out about the 40th Charter Banquet, which is being held in Dublin. Your sons will be able to invite you to it. They'll be talking about you more, but if you're an alumni and you haven't seen me and given me your information for a letter, I've got to get that. We're going to bow for a word of prayer real quick. Is Logan here?
Yeah.
Logan, would you come here and lead us in a blessing, please? This is Logan is a graduating senior. He's in our chaplain, and he will lead us in prayer today. And before we go, the band I'm wearing today is for Neil McMillan, one of our seniors that was injured in an accident right before school. He is today at the Shepherd Center with his brain injury, trying to recover. It happened back home before he came. So if you've got a band on, raise your hand. If you have a band, remember him, okay? You lead us in prayer.
Let's pray. Dear God, thank you for this day, Lord. Thank you for your grace and mercy. God, you are good. I pray that you bless this time. I thank you for the men before us who helped pave the way for this place. Thank you for their dedication and their sacrifice. Be with Neil and his family. Just help him recover his injuries and help him to come back here, Lord. We ask you to bless this food and bless this time of fellowship. Amen.
We're going to ask that the brothers remember the manners, the card, what your mom and dad taught you, and the parents